Greetings and salutations. Rico Rojo here, coming to you from my West Virginia mountain hideaway. A couple things in the news that you probably won't hear on your mainstream media. And I know there are a couple of you in the mainstream media who occasionally watch. I was going to talk about a few other things, but I'll save those to the end because the big news over the weekend that you likely won't hear about is that the CDC has quietly revised their numbers over COVID deaths. And you can go to their website, the cdc.gov, and look for this little box here, and you can find out these numbers. And then go to table 3. And what that shows is that the CDC had to admit what some of us have been trying to tell you all frickin' along, that there was more here than just the COVID deaths. There were comorbidity things, and that the CDC finally admitted that only 6% of the 153,504 deaths recorded actually died from COVID. That's 9,210 deaths that we closed the country down for. And of that, the ones that died, 2 to 3 had 2 or 3 serious illnesses, and an overwhelming majority were of very well advanced age in nursing homes. And there were 4 Democratic governors that pushed COVID patients into nursing homes, like Cuomo, even despite the fact that the Mercy was there and there were other options at the Javits Center. He put them in nursing homes. Death rate went up. So, is the pandemic over? I actually tried calling the governor's office to see if I could get a quote from the West Virginia State Governor, Jim Justice, on what he thinks about these numbers now and about what's going on. And I think this is pretty shocking that we closed the country down for 9,210 deaths. So I know some of you might call me a conspiracy theories nut, but it does seem like those with deranged Trump syndrome were trying to do anything and everything to get him out of the office before he can let the wheels of justice show now that the ones that were working with a foreign nation were the Democrats. And by the way, Durham and others are working on that. The wheels of justice grind slow. And now for a couple other things that I was going to talk about. If you're in the Minnesota area, I would probably gear up for more riots, because now it's legal, because the Democrats are now using the term riots. They denied that there were things like that going on for a long time. They were peaceful protests. CNN was so comical within this last week, showing burning buildings behind them, saying, peaceful protests, peaceful protests. It's like, what in the world is going on with you people? And why I pull out Minnesota, and this is something in our rush to judgment, everybody's got a hair trigger now. You know, George Floyd got killed by the cops. George Floyd got killed by the cops. George Floyd got killed by the cops. Well, George Floyd, and I knew this way back when, if anybody else would have paid attention to it, that George Floyd's system was chock full of fentanyl. He died because of fentanyl. So if you're in Minnesota, the cop that did that, he probably won't get the biggest murder charge or whatever it is. He'll probably get something, but it'll probably be a light sentence. And you on the left, you're going to go ape shit crazy because it's not what you wanted. You didn't get what you wanted, so you're going to go out and steal some shoes and burn some buildings. Okay, I get it. But if you're in Minnesota, prepare for that. So what else? Joe Biden not wanting to debate does not surprise me. Actually, I still think he's going to be replaced. I think it's interesting that Trump asked him to take a drug test. Maybe he's on hydroxychloroquine. Maybe it's on something else. Be curious to see if he takes that or not. And finally, the whole Democrats, it's been interesting to watch over the last week, the change in narrative, burning buildings, deaths, riot, looting, destroyed businesses, people flocking out of New York City now. None of that mattered to the Democratic left. Not at all, except what happened was the polling numbers started coming back and saying, oh my God, we're losing ground, because guess what? The country's not buying this stuff. And, you're losing even more ground than what you were before with your horrible candidate, Joe Biden. So burning buildings don't matter. Hurting people don't matter. Burning businesses, black, white, and brown, don't matter. Polling numbers matter to the Dems. Don Lemon now saying the riots must stop. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, there were peaceful protests. They're counting on you not having a memory on this. And this is a clear case of, I think this is going to go down as one of the biggest hoaxes when this is all over, this COVID number, that, we had to put up with this stuff for those that had deranged Trump syndrome, trying to sink the economy to get him out of there. You know what? I can't wait to vote, and let's see the red tide roll. Hate to get political on you, but I'm getting fed up with this stuff. These face mask stuff, just a couple days before I got this number, I was thinking of buying a football helmet and going into the store at the football helmet, because that does as good as the little surgical masks. It has to do with the size of the virus. Doing it is absolutely worthless. Nobody from the state of West Virginia government will tell me what study they cite that those masks work. So, sorry I'm getting a little in your face on here, but there's a lot to get in your face for, because mainstream media won't tell you that the COVID number deaths under 10,000. All right. Rico Rojo here from Beyond the Fringe. That's my rant for the day. Back from vacation. So hope to get back in the saddle a little bit more again. Peace out.